It's usually how God works. He'll tell you the first time, and if you take it, you take it. If you don't take it, you don't take it. You don't realize it till later on. So much happened. Just because you didn't grow up that way doesn't mean you have to stay this way. You can change and grow on your own. And I said, oh my gosh. Welcome to this episode of Yes She Is podcast, a season of major growth. We are doing a get ready with me makeup look. This episode, I want to get into the topic of major growth. Okay, so back in 2018, when I started my first passion project of IMD Ladies, which is the YSI, but the beta version. I was in an isolating season of my life. And in that season, it took a lot of growth. I was going through major growth because in that same season of major growth, I was starting my season of singleness. So I was intentionally choosing to be single. I was not dating. I was not considering dating. Like, any guy that tried to talk to me, I said no. Any guy that I felt an inkling of what they were thinking, I made sure to bring up, I'm single for a reason. I'm in my single season. I'm doing this on purpose. Like, really just letting it be known. Oh, and then the pandemic happened. I forgot about that. So the pandemic happened. I didn't get into the school that I want to go to because of financial reasons. And I had started doing radio. Like, when I tell you so much happened in that season, and I was so appreciative for that season of my life because it really allowed me to be who I am today and become the person, or be who I was for the last 2 years, and really just be confident in the person that God had created me to be and all that good stuff. I say all that because during 2022 and 2023, I really was able to just, chill, live life and enjoy life and with so much like freedom and really just being able to just live life without the pressures of not knowing what's going on or feeling like I'm lost. I mean, I did have like a time and a season of that type of thing. It wasn't like I had to do major growth in a quiet arena type of thing. Like, I was able to grow with people around me. With that being said, we are now in 2024 and I've graduated college. I don't have a full-time paying job, or a 9-to-5, if you will. And I'm not, like, God told me, like, this is a season where you're really going to be focusing on other stuff that I've called you to do. And honestly, you guys, that wasn't the easiest thing for me to take. Like, it was actually something that I did not want to hear. I was like, Lord, ain't no way. Ain't no way I'm not out to have the security of a 9-to-5. Like, I was really banking on having a 9-to-5, specifically this one job. I got in the bag. Like, this job is for me. I really believe it. I was praying for it. Oh man, I had serious faith for that job. I just knew that like the Lord was blessing it for me. Or so I thought. I had some faith for it, bro. I had faith for it for months, not hearing from them. I was like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And God said, no. I actually was very, very, very sad that I did not get that job. And I went through 2 weeks of silence, 2 weeks of not wanting to do things, 2 weeks of not wanting to seek the Lord. I was just being lazy. I did not want to get up. I didn't want to create content for real. And the Lord had got on me. He got on my head, like on my head type of thing. And what was it? What did he say? I was talking to my sister and he spoke through her. She was like, have you been trying to figure out what the issue is versus dealing with the problem? And all this time, I'm like, oh, I think I'm sad because of this. So I think it's this. So I think the enemy's getting me here. Or I think it's this. I think it's that. And when she asked me that question, I was like, oh, dang. And it was like, I wasn't dealing with the actual problem. I was thinking about the issue. The issue was this and this and this. Versus, okay, what am I going to do about it? How am I going to deal with it? And I had a conversation with my boyfriend and he got on me. The Lord was just getting me through the people that I know, the people that I really trust and have a strong relationship with. He got me. He was speaking through them to me and was getting on my head. And I was like, Lord, what the heck is going on? But they were speaking truth. They were speaking fact. They were spot on and everything. And God was just basically trying to tell me, like, you can't be the person, like, this is what he said. He said, because I was trying to figure out, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing? Even though he already told me what I'm supposed to be doing, he just kept saying, like, I just kept trying to figure out, Lord, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? How am I supposed to, what am I supposed to do? He had been telling me over and over again. And I didn't want to listen, but I'm gonna say the two things that he said, because it was one time he said it and I wasn't paying attention fully. And that's usually how God works. He'll tell you the first time as a preparation. And if you take it, you take it. If you don't take it, you don't take it. You don't realize it till later on. But he told me right before I didn't get the job, he said, do less, be more. I cannot. Oh, it was another podcast that I listened to. She said that. She said, God is saying, do less and be more. And that had stuck with me, but I didn't understand why it had stuck with me. And I was just like, it is what it is. Like, I'm gonna just keep that in mind. Maybe it's for somebody I'm supposed to tell it to, or I don't know, just it's a good saying type of thing. And then I didn't get the job. And then I was sad. And then I wasn't doing stuff. And then my sister got on my head. My boyfriend got on my head. I was like, what is going on? I really need to get my life together. And then another video I watched of this other woman that I trust, that I listen to, that she just speaks so much wisdom and truth and really speaks the voice of God. And she said, and her name is Daughter on, on Instagram and YouTube. When the title of the video was, when you ask God what to do or what your purpose is, but he's silent. And God told her, he said, I'm more focused on who you are becoming and the intentions of your heart than what you're actually doing. And I said, oh my gosh. God had already told me what this season of my life was about weeks ago. Before all this other stuff happened, he had already told me what this season of my life was about. But because I was so focused on other stuff in my life, I didn't realize, oh, this is what this season is about in my life. And I started realizing and paying attention to the things that God had already been saying and what he's been doing and what people have been saying in my life around me. And they were all saying the same thing. Have you been actually trying to deal with the issue? Or who are you being? Who are you becoming? What are you supposed to be doing? Da, 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 da. And when it hit me, I was like, oh my gosh. In this season of my life, I'm going through another season of major growth. And then this season, it's about I already told you that I feel like God is really putting me through a Proverbs 31 season of my life, of becoming that Proverbs 31 woman. But I didn't realize this means major growth. I was just thinking, oh, this is a good season of my life, that I'm growing, and not in a sense of oh, you're gonna go through some major growth. It's about to hit you in a lot of areas of your life. It's not just gonna be certain parts, or this is gonna be like your season of singleness, except it's not singleness. It's you becoming a woman in a major way. And when God was telling me that, it just hit me so hard. And I think that's why, that's why it hurts so much, not getting that job and just the stuff that's been happening in this season as a whole, why it hit me so hard. Because of this, I remember this Christian they said, whenever you feel off in your spirit, or you feel like God is about to change a lot of stuff in your life, your spirit is mourning, or your flesh is mourning. Something about your body is mourning the thing that you can no longer be in. Since I'm no longer in this season of being in college and experiencing that, but I'm becoming a woman, and in this season becoming prepared to be a wife, I can't do the things that I want to do then. I have to be who God has called me to be, and that's going to take a lot of growth. And one thing that I kept telling my boyfriend, I was like, because he was getting on me on like some of my, not getting on me, but like really just talking to me and motivating me and helping me to realize like my habits. I was just like, I didn't grow up the same way that you grew up. So like the things that you're expecting of me, like that's not normal to me. It's not what I know. And he said, just because you didn't grow up that way doesn't mean you have to stay this way. You can change and grow on your own. And I said, oh my gosh. He just had to say that. And I was like, that is so true. Like, that is an actual thing. I don't have to stay the same way. And that's when it hit me that, oh, I'm about to go through some major growth in this season. I'm about to become this woman that I didn't expect was going to come so fast. I didn't know at 23, 24 that I was going to be becoming a grown woman. I thought I was still going to be young, having fun, dating, and having a good time. I didn't know I was going to be preparing for a marriage type of thing, or not marriage, but maybe just growing and becoming the woman of God, the wife, the Proverbs 31 woman that I want to be. I didn't know that that'd be happening right now in my life. And it would take a lot of different changes and shifts in my habits, in my daily life, in the way that I am, and the person that I am, to be that person that God is calling me to become. And it just, when I finally realized that, I was like, oh, goodness gracious. This is about to be a serious season. As I think about that, and I think about this season of my life, and realizing that I'm about to go through some major growth, I'm okay. Because I know I've gone through it before. And this time I have a bigger circle. I have more people around me that I get to grow with. I'm excited for this season because I get to become a woman. I feel like it makes so much more sense, and I don't have to put so much pressure on what something looks like or how I do it, but more of who am I becoming in this, because that's really what God really cares about, is who you are, who you're becoming. And that's what we in self-love should really be caring about, is knowing who we are and loving who we are and loving the process of becoming, loving the growth of who we are becoming. I almost got tears, y'all. Like, oh my gosh, my eyes watering. Okay, calm down. No, but I'm really grateful that I get to do this journey of major growth. Calm down, Cheryl. It's okay. You don't have to cry. I get to do this major growth with you ladies of Yes She Is, of YSI, because it feels good. It feels right. Just like when I did IMD Ladies, it felt right. It felt purposeful. It felt like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing in life. And not just in a sense of creating, but in a sense of encouraging. Because that's really what this blog is about, is in this podcast, is encouraging you ladies to love God, love yourself, and to love others. And not just love in the sense of like, oh, I love you, but in the sense of knowing, in the sense of growing, in the sense of confidence, and the sense of having an understanding of all of those things, having an understanding of who God is, even though He's beyond all of our ability to understand and comprehend, but being able to understand that you have a relationship with Him, being able to understand having a relationship with yourself and understanding who you are, understanding why you act the way that you act, why you think the way that you think, why you're going through what you're going through. understanding your relationships, why that friendship had to end, and why this person is now in your life, or why this person can't have as much access to you as you want them to because of whatever that reason is. That's what I want this blog and this podcast and this to be about. That's what I want Yes She Is to be about, is so that you can grow in a love, and not just in a love of saying the word, but in action and in depth and in deed. In action and in deed and in words. So yeah. Hope you guys, hope you ladies, I need to start saying you ladies. I hate saying you guys, but I hope you ladies enjoyed this podcast. I hope that this helped you realize a season that maybe God is taking you through is of major growth. I hope that you are taking this time to understand yourself, be gracious with yourself. I know that it's hard when you don't know what's going on in your life. Take time to wait, be patient, because when you're seeking after the Lord and you're really seeking to understand yourself, He'll reveal it to you. You'll realize it. It'll be like things have just been said, like how it was for me. I heard a saying prior to what the season actually was shifting into. God told me, do less, be more. And I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that's the season you're going into. Because He did it before. And I've even talked about the fact that like God will tell you what you're about to go through before you actually go through it. But I didn't get that. I didn't realize that that's what God was doing in my life just now. Or in this season. In the month before, I didn't realize it. But now I do. And now having that peace, I know what to look forward to. I know what, not exactly what to do, but who to be. Or that's more of like, I feel like I have an assignment now. I have a guide sheet. I have instructions. I'm to be more, focus more on who I'm becoming in what I'm doing. I'm not saying that when He said be more, do less, He wasn't saying, okay, cut off this, don't do this anymore, but more of stop focusing so much on what to do, because we aren't human doing, we are human beings. We are to be the creation that God has created us to be. So who am I becoming? Who am I being? And what I do, who is that making me to be? Well, who am I being as I do this? And so, yeah, I hope that this episode helped you, guides you, gave you clarity, gave you clarification. If you have any questions, go ahead and comment it below, or even DM me or comment it on the Pinterest post. DM me on Instagram at Yes She Is Blog. Find us on Pinterest at Yes She Is Blog. Here on YouTube, Yes She Is Podcast. I feel like I should probably have put in blog, but it's a podcast, so I feel like that would make more sense for a podcast. But yeah. I love you, ladies. I hope that you have an amazing day today whenever you see this. And if you're about to go to sleep, have a good night. Love you. Oh, I gotta do affirmation. Yes, she is growing. That's my affirmation today. What is your yes, she is? My yes, she is growing. Bye. Did you enjoy this episode? If you have any questions, go ahead and comment them down below, or even DM me on Instagram at Yes She Is Blog, or even hit us up on our Pinterest at Yes She Is Blog. Hope you enjoy.